Hey YouTube world, I am back with another video. As you can see, this is a different view today. I'm going to be doing screen share, so I figure I filmed the intro in this particular format as well. Some of you have told me that you are terrified of using Poshmark for pre-loved luxury, and I totally get it. It can be an overwhelming platform. It can be very terrible, but it also can be amazing at the same time. So I've been using Poshmark avidly since 2017, so I do want to share my 10 commandments, 10 commandments as a buyer on Poshmark so that you can be more confident in utilizing this particular platform. And for my international friends, I know Poshmark is only available here in the States, but I do highly encourage you to continue watching because the same concepts can be applied to other resale platforms as well. So please do watch this video in its entirety because when you put these 10 commandments together, that's the best way to protect yourself to the best of your ability. So for those who are new to my channel, I hope you will subscribe to my channel for all the best secrets on getting the best prices on luxury items. For those who have been following me for a while, I made this video especially for you. Full disclosure, this is based on my own experience and learning curve. There is always a risk when purchasing pre-loved, regardless of what platform you decide to use. So definitely proceed with caution and at your own risk. And I don't have all of my pieces here in front of me, but I do want to show you examples, a few of them that I did purchase from Poshmark. You've seen my video from the most recent purchase. This particular bag that I got from Actate Nation, again, if I'm saying that correctly, this originally retails for $400 something, and I was able to get it for after taxes, shipping, and whatever for $70. This Chanel walk, I think it's retailing like $3,500 now. The boy walk, this one I got for about $2,000, and it came with like a dust bag and everything, but I just wanted to show you, you can get really nice things off of Poshmark and still have genuine items. And then the last piece here is going to be my size Louis Vuitton on the go in empreinte leather. Again, I bought this for about $2,000, and I think they're retailing $3 something now. So that was a pretty good deal as well. Other pieces, I will insert photos here, like my Hermes Bolide, which I don't have with me. And if you haven't seen my unboxing, I'll make sure to link that down below as well as above. I've also purchased the Chanel full flap, which I then since have let go. Other examples are like the Celine Trottoir. I still have the one. I did feature that in my entire Celine collection. So again, if you haven't seen that video, definitely check that out. I also had the YSL Walk, which of course I let go since then. Then there's also the Celine Phantom luggage, which also is part of my entire Celine collection video, if you want to check that out. So I have been purchasing a numerous amount of things from Poshmark. And of course, I'm like obsessed with it. So I'm always on it, scouring for deals. And again, I just want to show you my 10 commandments as a buyer, how to look out for warning signs and what to look for before you make an offer or make a purchase. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. And if you do like my content here as a buyer, let me know down below. Give that like a smash, and then let me know if you want me to do another video of using Poshmark as a seller. So let's get right into it. All right, so this is the Poshmark app, and this was, most of the time this is the view that you're going to be seeing. I'd rather not be doing this on the computer because the website for Poshmark is like super weird and hard to navigate. So this is the home page, and commandment number 1 is to look at what brand you want to look for. Let's just say it's Hermes. And these are the filters that I use to search. So I go to category, I go to women, I go to bags. Now, of course, you can filter for whatever you're looking for, but of course, I love bags, so I'm just going to look at bags. I hit done. Then I go over to pricing. I always go over $500 because I know anything over $500 with Poshmark, they will authenticate. So I'm going to hit done. I go over to the filters. It's automatically defaulted to just shared, but I always do just in so that I can see the newest listing available and whatever good deals that is posted, people are going to jump on that, right? So you want to make sure that you're looking at the latest postings as much as possible, what's newly listed. And this is when I start scrolling, right? And let's just say I found this particular bolide that I was interested in. Commandment number 2 is taking a look at the listing and how it's posted. You can see that this is pretty detailed, shows you all of the necessary pictures of all of the discoloration or faults with the bag. You can see the stamp, and then she does show the M & Square stamp for this particular listing. The first thing I also do is check out their profile. You can go to About, and you can see that this particular, I don't know who this person is, and this is all public information, so it's not like I'm sharing personal information, so don't come yell at me or whatever, but you can see this particular posher has been on the app and doing business since December of 2018. She was pretty active. And you can see one thing I will take a look at is the love notes, right? She's not a professional seller, but you can see that she has a history of selling things and people have left her reviews. She's given 1 and received 9. So that's a good sign. Commandment number 3, taking a look at this listing again, is always ask questions. So she did a very good job with posting all the necessary information for this particular brand, Hermes, the date code. She showed you the hardware. She disclosed all of the damages that is happening to this particular bolide. Obviously, I'm not going to pay some $2,700 for a pretty beat up bolide, but is it a full set? Ask the questions. Is it a full set? Do you have a receipt? Does it come with box and dust bag? What are their if they don't have any pictures on the damages, ask the questions of is there any scratches, any holes, any cracking in the glaze, and that is your listing proof, because once the listing sells, they cannot make any edits to it. That is your proof in case of undisclosed damage or perhaps, inaccurate description of the actual item. That's how you can put in a claim. Ask the questions like, hey, what is the wear and tear? And she shows it pretty well. So there's not much to ask other than, hey, do you have the receipts? Or perhaps, does it come with box and bag? Well, see, she actually says, this comes with long strap and no lock, no crochet, no dust bag or keys. So this is a pretty bare bones kind of listing. But those are the questions that you have to ask. That is commandment number 3. Commandment number 4 is, tip number 4, let's just say, is reposhing. So I found this particular listing, and this is reposhed by this Jimmy Blanco person by a Luxy lady. So what I love about these particular postings is that they just basically forwarded the listing and did not take their own photos, did not put any descriptions. They basically saying reposhing this item from this particular seller. It's too small for my wife, never used. What you can easily do is go search for Luxy lady and see the original post. Now, if I go over to people, lady, I found the person, and you just do your filters again so you don't have to scroll through everything they've got. And they bought it for $29.50. So they relisted it at $29.50. Now, if this person relisted it and saying they want $4,000, obviously for me, I'm like, I'm not paying for more than what you paid for, right? So this person is just, they're still going to lose money because Poshmark takes 20%. But again, that's just something to keep in mind and setting the mindset of like how much you're willing to pay for it. Is the other person looking to just flip this or whatever, right? And that's how you know if they're losing their ass on it, right? So something to just kind of think about. So going back to this original listing, you can see at the bottom here, free authentication for items over $500. Now, this person didn't really have any description. You can look at the original listing and see the description. But if you want to get this authenticated by an actual authentication service like real authentication or first authentication, whatever it is, whatever service you trust, you can send this particular listing by doing the share button and hit the copy link and send it to this. And then if they ask for more pictures, they'll look at this listing. If they want to ask for more pictures, you can obviously comment down below and ask them for more, like, hey, where's the date code? Hey, can you show me the hardware and the stamps and whatever, so that you can get it pre-authenticated before actually making the purchase. Now, once you receive this particular item, you do have 3 business days to take additional pictures yourself to get it authenticated, because we know Poshmark's authentication service is like just a filtering system. It's iffy at best. So if you want to have a peace of mind, you can definitely get a third-party authenticator to get it double authenticated and send videos or whatever. So a quick story about what had happened to me is that I actually purchased a Lady Dior, and it went through the authentication process. I was a good deal, so I made the shot and asked questions later. Regretted it, of course. We went through Poshmark's headquarters and it got sent to me. The bag arrived. I opened it up. It smelled like sale cigarettes. It was disgusting. Like, how did this get through authentication process? Or at least like looking at the description, it's like, do you not smell that? Is that not part of your filtering process? And then number 2, there were blood stains inside the Lady Dior bag. It was like, I didn't want to even touch it. I scrubbed my hands pretty hard and sanitized everything and made a claim and said there were blood stains. This is insanitary. You cannot possibly, pass this through your authentication process. Whatever person did that process did some Mickey Mouse job, right? So they no questions asked. They immediately had me sent it back to the original seller. So yeah, you might want to just double check the authentication process. So that's another commandment. Okay, just taking a break here. And just want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor. Just kidding, nobody's sponsoring me. Just want to show you my 2 starving children. This is Toby and this is Q. And if you want to show some support to these 2 little adorable corgis and of course their mother, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and of course ring that notification bell so that you don't miss any other video I release on getting great deals. All right, back into it. 6th commandment, if I'm counting this correctly, I'm just kind of going through the posting here, is always to make an offer, right? At the bottom here of the screen, you can see it's $29.50. You can either buy now or make an offer. I feel like you should make an offer if you are comfortable waiting. If the pricing is good, but it could be better, make an offer. Don't lowball them, but if you want to do 10, 15, 20% off, I think that's completely reasonable. Most people list price knowing that people would make offers so that they have some wiggle room for themselves. So make an offer and obviously be respectful about it. Now, if it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. So don't just buy it. Do your research before you put yourself through the headache of having to put a claim on a certain item. But again, after going through all of my tips and tricks, you should be able to make a more informed decision. So going back to, that's Hermes, right? You'll go through all your authentication process. You also want to take a look at the pricing. So going back to the filter, you go to bags. So I've got my filters like I showed you before, right? You can also click on availability instead of just filtering for available items. You can go to sold items. Here is some where you can do some research on certain items that has actually sold for whatever particular price, right? Now, this can be all over the place, but if you are looking to purchase like a her bag, so to speak, you can see, hey, people are buying it for $2,100. Some people are buying it for $1,500. You can look at the pictures and look at the condition of the item and see what people are willing to pay for that. And would you be comfortable paying those particular prices for XYZ condition, right? So that's another way to do your research. Like, hey, look, this Evelyn sold for $2,000. This one sold for $1,700. And then another one sold for $3,300. So you kind of just gauge looking again at the pictures and decide how much you want to pay for what condition kind of the bag it is. Now, look at this one, $1,300. That is a complete fake. That is not going through the authentication process. All right, so moving on away from Hermes, let's just say you want a Pauline bag. My recommendation to you is that you do not buy any brands that is listed pricing, so to speak, under $500. So, for example, you can see Pauline, right? There are so many replicas out there that it is just plastered all over Pauline. For a price that is this, under the $500 range and it is very popular, you don't want to take that chance. Just go to the actual website from Pauline and buy directly from them. You're not saving much. You're saving what, $100 if you're seeing like $260, and you're saving $150 just to go through a headache of buying a fake bag. Another thing you can just kind of gauge if it's worth buying on Poshmark is that, hey, if you type in Pauline Tonka and Google search it and then type in DH Gate, if it's swarming with listing of fake bags, chances are they're going to end up on Poshmark so that they can list it and sell it to you. Not worth it. Don't do it. I did buy that Actate Nation bag that you saw earlier. There's a whole video I did on it. I did buy it from Poshmark. I was comfortable doing that just because nobody knows that brand, basically. If you type in Actate Nation iconic alley bag, you can barely find it anywhere other than their own website or Instagram. So for me to find that on Poshmark, I was very comfortable buying that because there aren't any replicas for that bag, right? So that's another commandment. Do not buy any bag that's under $500 retail price. All right, so going back into it, talking about the receiving end. You made the offer, you made the purchase, it's being sent to Poshmark or it's sent directly to you. Time it correctly, right? You have 3 days, not 3 business days, to accept the item, inspect it, make sure nothing's wrong. Because once those 3 days are over, you cannot make any claims anymore. So if you're going out of town, you're going, on vacation, and you're going to miss that 3-day window just because you're not there to open it and inspect it, don't purchase it. Because once that window closes, you're done. That's your stuff, regardless if it's a fake, if it's completely shredded, or, nothing shows up in the box, right? There is literally nothing you can do about it. It's final sale. So you want to make sure you time it correctly and you are there to receive it and give yourself enough time to do any authentication services or, examine the bag closely or item closely, shoes, whatever it is. So that's another commandment. You also want to film your opening. Protect yourself. Show the label when the box arrives, show the condition of the box, open it up, and then inspect the item. Take a video, make sure it's all documented so that you are protecting yourself. So that if you need to do a claim, you have physical or video evidence of the bag and the condition that it is in. Submit it. That's my 9th commandment. Take those pictures, submit it immediately. If it's not as described, if it's not authentic, gather all of the documents. Same thing as if you were to put in a credit card claim, you call it in. They want you to show evidence sometimes. And same thing with PayPal, right? You have to document everything that you purchased. All right, let's wrap things up. Number 10, do not give in to FOMO, fear of losing out. There will always be more bags. There will always be something new. Do not just be like, I totally should have bought that. Maybe, but guess what? There will be more bags and more shoes and more, bracelets for you to buy. The secondary market is a wonderful place. There's always somebody buying. There's always somebody letting go of their things. So do not fear that you have missed out. If it's too good to be true, like I said, it's probably too good to be true. So just keep looking and make sure that you are making an informed decisions. And of course, the 10 commandments that I just went over, follow them. And of course, through your own experience, you're going to get better at making the right decisions on purchasing or not purchasing. That could be a correct decision as well. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and comment down below if this was helpful. Ask me any questions as a follow-up. I know it was a super long video. I had a lot to say. If you want me to do another video as a seller, we all know we have a few things or purses at the back of our closet collecting dust. And again, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any other videos that I release on getting the best deals. Of course, less than retail, moving forward. So life is hard. I want to help you save time and money so that you can somehow adult easier and less than retail. I'll see you next time.